Good afternoon. Talk to you for a little bit. This is going to be a little bit of information on progressive overload training, how I perceive progressive overload training, how I implement it, and how I would like for anyone that I coach to implement it into your program. If I put you on a progressive overload training program, and odds are I will because I've been doing this around 4 years now, and I've tried to gain as much knowledge as I can on how progressive overload works, what is the principles behind it, why I use it. So I'm here to pass along that information to you guys, particularly those of you that I coach, because when I give you these programs, and a lot of you have been doing this for quite some time, and though I've made videos on this before, I do continue to learn, and I want to continue to pass that knowledge along to you guys and let you know how it works, what you can expect. But for anyone new that I may coach and I send you one of these programs, I want to also do the same for you, because I know it's not the easiest concept to understand. There's a lot that goes into this, but it is highly, highly effective. As I've been doing this for 4 years now, or maybe a little longer, I've saw a lot of great things happen in terms of gaining strength, which leads to more muscle mass. Um, and it takes down your actual time needed in the gym. A lot of times I don't spend nearly as much time in there as I used to because these programs are lower volume but higher intensity training days. And what that means is, you're not going to do as many sets or I don't do as many sets as I did years ago. I only do two major sets per movement. And I do want to stress though, like I put a video out on warm ups. Warm up sets are crucial to this in the fact that if you don't do your warm ups, one, you're taking a major risk on getting hurt from just going straight cold. No blood flow, no massive blood flow through the muscles, no stretching, no nothing, and just going straight to whatever that particular movement may be for the day. We'll say you walk in the door and go straight to the bench press, and you put on 2 plates per side, 225 pounds with no warm ups. You're cold. One, you're not going to be able to maximize your intensity on that, as if you're cold, you're not going to be able to push out max number of reps. Two, you're taking a major, major risk for injury. And that's probably the key thing to take from this is warm-ups are crucial to prevent injury. And I've been pretty fortunate as I've never had any true major injuries come from inside the gym. I have, some of you know, I tore my tricep tendon, but that was not in the gym. But anyway, um, I will link that proper warm up video below. I don't want to spend a lot of time on that because I have an entire video on warm up sets and how to implement them. But my points today are going to be what progressive overload is, how can you implement it, who is it for? It's for anyone. I've been through show preps using progressive overload. I put after a couple of weeks on beginner programs for newer people that have never even been into the gym. I will put them on progressive overload programs. For anyone else that is an advanced trainer, I put you on progressive overload, whether you're already doing it or you're not. Um, if it's something that you're willing to test out to see what you think about it, I will put you on this type of program. So, progressive overload, as I mentioned, is low volume but high intensity. And I mentioned that you have two major sets per body per movement. You want to be able to put everything that you can into those two working sets, which is what makes it the high intensity part. But the low volume part is it's only two major working sets, two sets where you give everything you can for those two sets, which will in turn you'll get a lot out of. And I promise you this. You just have to trust this type of process, this type of training, and know that it will work for you if you do it right. So now, I think there are three major components to progressive overload. One, I should have put this first. It's a trial and error phase. And what I mean by this is you need to keep a training log. You can get a training log on Amazon or fitnesspointers.net. If you go to Amazon, I will link the same training log that I use. I'll link it up below. Excuse me. Or I have an app called fitnesspointers.net. I have a lot of my training plans on there. Some of them are free, some of them you don't have to pay for, but what you get with that, you get training logs. You can track your training, such as if I give you a workout, it's going to tell you exactly what to do. I have videos showing you how to do the particular movement. And then when you start the training, I have workout logs for you. You just put in the reps you completed, put in the amount of weight that you used, and it will do this for every single workout. And it will also give you a timer that's going to count down your rest time between your sets. I have a lot of things on there. I have nutritional recipes, I have supplement protocols, and just a lot of other insight in there, and everything from beginner training plans to the most advanced show prep programs, everything. And you don't have to worry about a training log. All you do is open up your phone, go to the app, and as you complete each set, you track your weight used and reps performed. And what the trial and error means there is whenever you first begin a progressive overload program, you're not going to know what weight works for you in the first week. So you're probably going to want to track that in a log, just so that you can remember. And what I mean by all of this is your program may say, 2 to 4 warm up sets, and then set one, 6 to 8 reps, set two, 10 to 12. You're going to want to use a maximum amount of weight to hit that 6 to 8 range. So week one, you're not going to really know, without doing a ton of sets, where you're going to fail. Is this 100 pounds going to be enough to get through that particular movement to get you your 6 to 8 range, or is something lower? So anyway, once you're past that first week, we'll just completely forget about the trial and error phase, but you're still going to use your log. 3 things you want to do, one of 3 things each week when you're doing this. And let me just erase this here real quick. Actually, before I erase all of it, I want to talk about this. When someone is on a program, you need to run that program. I don't care what it is, progressive overload, giant sets, whatever. You need to be on the program for a minimum of probably 8 weeks. You're not going to know how your body is going to respond if you jump on a program and you use it for 2 weeks and then, well, this didn't work, so I'm going to something else. You have to give it time to work. So for progressive overload, no less than 8 weeks per program. Give progressive overload a chance. And again, I promise you that it will work for you. You will see some great things happen if nutrition is on point and training is on point. Whatever goal you may have, putting on muscle, dropping body fat, you can make all of that happen with progressive overload. As I mentioned before, I've used it during show preps. It works great. It actually helps keep your energy high, your strength high. And man, I wish that I had done it way before, I actually started. I wish I had been using it a long time ago. Now, so stay on your programs long enough to see results. Don't jump on anything and quit after 2 weeks. Give it time to work. Doesn't work after 8 weeks and everything is on point with nutrition. You're going hard in the gym, your sleep is good, you're using, good supplements or whatever, and nothing's happening, then hell, this probably isn't going to be something that you want to continue on with. Now I'm going to try to give you my best examples on how this will work for you from week to week. And the first thing I want to start by doing is I'm just going to give you an example of something here. So if in my training log, I'm going to say that it's push day or chest day or whatever. And my first movement of the day is going to be, let's say, incline barbell press. All right, so I start my day with incline barbell. And in my training log, it says, warm up. It says I need to do 2 to 5 warm up sets. And then set 1 is 6 to 8. Set 2 is 10 to 12. Okay. All right. Now, here's what I know already from going back into my logbook and looking to see what I did last week. Incline barbell press last week, I did 255 for 8. Okay. Now, here's what I'm going to want to do this week. And this, again, will go for the majority of your movements from week to week. One of 3 things that you want to happen. 1, I want to use more weight if I can. 2, if I can't go up in weight, I want to increase my reps. My writing is just hideous right here, but it is what it is. That's why I'm talking. If anybody needs to know any of this information and you can't go back in here, can't go in here and you read it, just let me know and I'll tell you again what I'm talking about. Anyway, 3, if I can't use more weight, I can't increase reps, then I'm going to slow down my rep speed. What this means, let me just talk about this too, because this kills me. Controlling your rep speed. All right, just because I'm in a position where I could show you more of a pulling motion should be rather than pushing. Rep speed. Control your reps. Control your weight. Don't let your weight control you. Now, we're going to say that I'm sitting here and I'm about to do a hammer strength single arm row. All right. So, my rep speed. I'm going to grab the bar, pull back, release it. Pull back, release it. Pull back, release it. I'm not. This does nothing. It don't make sense. I cannot stand when people do this. You're doing whatever necessary to get from point A to B. It's either as fast as you can go or whatever this shit is, like rowing. Keep your chest up, keep your shoulders back, drive your elbow to your hip, open your arm, straighten your arm fully, stretches the lat out, pull it back, contract it, release it. Now, big mistake I see people make. This is your range of motion on your back. Here, this is your release point. This is where you stop and you start to pull again. There's nothing happening here. My bicep is pretty much doing all the work here. Look how closed up my lat is. But if I open up, my lat is fully extended. My arm fully extended. Bicep is flatter than it was when I was here, because here my bicep again is doing majority of the work. Open up, pull it in. There you go. Anyway, I could go on all day about that. So you can't use more weight. You can't increase reps. Slow your rep speed down. If you're already going at a controlled pace, this will make you stronger. Guarantee it. The time under tension that you have your muscle will cause a gain in strength. It'll cause a gain in size because it's not something we're accustomed to. It's not something many people will even attempt because it's painful. Not in a bad way, painful, but it will burn your muscle up. So if I'm doing this rowing movement and I know that I can't go up in weight, I can't do more reps, I need to slow my rep speed down, I'm probably going to pile on a little bit more weight than I can actually do if I have a training partner. But if I don't have a training partner, I'm just going to slow my reps down. So I'm going to pull and I'm going to 2 to 3, 3 to 4, all on down, each rep. But if I have a training partner, this is where it would be highly beneficial to actually add more weight than you did. Like with my 255, I add more weight. But if I'm rowing, I'm going to have my partner there with more weight than I know that I can handle. So I'm going to take it super slow, 3 to 4 count. He's going to help me pull it back up real quick. and then I'm going to release it slowly again. This is time under tension. This is highly effective in many ways, but I'm not going to spend any more time on that. So there's our three components that we want. One of three things we want to do each week. All right, now here's your example. I'm back in here and I'm doing my warm ups, and just let me go through here and show you what my warm ups would be. Warm up one, I'm going to do the bar times 15, and in between of me doing the bar 15 and me doing my second warm up set, I'm going to get some 2.5 or 5 pound plate or dumbbells, and I'm going to stand there and I'm going to do some side lateral raises, get some blood flowing through my shoulder. I'm going to do some front raises. I may go over and grab a band, do some push downs, because my shoulders are going to come into play on my incline presses. My triceps are going to come into play, which means my elbows. So I want to get some blood flowing, through there, heat up these joints and heat up the muscle so I don't get hurt. All right. So the bar times 15, 25 per side times 10, rest, do some more side lateral raises, maybe one more time is all I do that. 45 per side times 8, and then let's say that I go to 185, which is a 45 and 25 per side times we'll say 6. Then I'm going to go 225 times 3 reps. All of these are warm-ups. To get me to 225, but none of these are wearing me out. None of these are a struggle to get up. I'm just going through the motions. If I did that 225 and I was having to really struggle to get 3 up, there's no way I'm going to get 225 times 8 today, or 255 times 8. But that should not be hard at all. All right, so now I've done my 225. That's my final warm-up set. I'm going to my top set now. So I'm going to go back up here. And now, last week, I got my 8 reps with 255. So this week, I'm actually going to try to do more than that. So I'm going to go 260 on the bar. 2.5 to 5 pounds. It's progress. Now, we'll say that I put 260 on the bar and I get it times, we'll say 6. Okay, so that's perfect. That's going in my log. That's a win for today. But let's say that I did 260 and I failed at 5. This is not what I want. So next week, I'll make a note that I'm going to probably drop back down to 255, and I'm going to just go ahead and go to I'm going to push out whatever I can past the 8 reps. 255 times 10 or whatever it may be. Or I may just go back to the 255 and slow down my rep speed, and I'll stay there probably for a couple of weeks until I want to try this 260 again. And I'll keep doing that until I can get my required 6 to 8 reps with the 260 now. But it will be trial and error. I may be having a bad week that week, and any other week I may be able to get my 260 for 6 to 8. But if I put the 260 on and I did 10, well, that's when I want to make that arrow that I need to go up again in weight. But if I can't do more weight, then the next week I'm going to just increase the reps and or maybe slow down my rep speed. But this is the basic idea to progressive overload. There's a lot there. It can be very confusing. I know that. But if you go into the gym each week and you are doing your proper warm-ups, you're using the full range of motion on things and going to failure, as I talked about earlier, and you understand that when you can't go up in weight, you just go back to a lighter weight and increase your reps there for a little bit. I promise you that you're going to progress on this type of training. So that's all I've got on it. I know, highly confusing, but I'm doing the best I can to put this information out there to potentially help you out. If anybody has any questions on it, you want to talk to me over WhatsApp, in terms of how we should do this, or if you want to see my training log, I'll show you my training log. But whatever I can do, I'll definitely help. Fitnesspointers.com, nutrition, training needs, fitnesspointers.net. Most of my training plans are on there. Have some new ones going up as of the first week of February 2024. Give you everything you need there. Also, just wanted to let anybody know that if you take a training plan off of fitnesspointers.net, I do have a discount code there where you can then get a nutrition plan for me for 25% off since you used my app. All training programs on fitnesspointers.com and nutrition plans have already been discounted 20%, and that will remain permanent for a few months. But I appreciate you guys. Like I said, any questions on this, feel free to contact me. I'll do my best to help you out in understanding warm ups, progressive overload. I love it. But have a great day, and thank you all for taking the time to listen to me ramble here. I appreciate it, and best of luck with whatever you have in terms of your goals.